stuff. I was looking at the timer to make sure. Oops, yeah, there we go. I was looking at the timer to make sure I signed on at the right time. I think I signed on at the right time. Hopefully everything is working. Yeah, so here we go. I am kind of okay. Well, I didn't do that. I will do this. Good evening. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Late Night with Destination Decluttered. I'm going to write hello in the comments to see if it works and to see if anybody's tuning in. Because here I am. I'll be here for the next hour. I can always talk to myself. And the fun thing is that it is, what do you call it? It will be recorded. So it will be recorded. I see a thumb. Interesting. I see a thumbs up, but I don't see. There we go. Okay, we saw a couple of people. There we go. Penny Myers and Katie. Thank you for letting me know that my communication is being received. Hello. So yay. Let me do this. Let me see if I can. Oop. See, everything's plugged in here. Let me do this. There we go. There's my peeps. There's my friends. Then my thumb is up. There you go. Thank you for the thumb up. I love it. So yeah, Hannah and Robin, Hannah with two N's and Robin with two B's and Penny with two N's. There's a theme here. We are not having storms and tornadoes where I am. No, it's chilly. It's chilly, but it's not tornado-y. Auntie M. No. So hey, good Wednesday evening. I have learned, and you might have seen. There we go. Yay. I'm so glad you're digging the Wednesday or the Wednesday night parties. I was just thinking, Penny, I'll share this with you. Now, I am kind of quasi in my pajamas. I have my robe on, and I am totally going to be in my pajeezers shortly after this, brushing my teeth as well, and then filling in my little don't forget to brush your teeth thing on here. Yeah. Yes, and thank you, Danielle with two L's. Look at all these double consonant people we have today. I love it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing two lives for a while yet, because who knows what's going on with TikTok. And here's a fun thing. Okay, Katie is saying, and rightly so, we're having a tornado warning here in Illinois. Those always remind me that people matter and possessions really don't. Yes, but possessions can help. Okay, that one persona's got storms headed your way too. That one persona, maybe you live near Katie. I hope you all are okay. Christine, I know you're on the West Coast, so this is the latest for you. But I call this late night, and I put that late in air quotes and real quotes because I know to many people this is not late, but I start my day early. Auntie Lisa Bopisa, Fifi Momisa, Auntie Lisa is happy for an evening live. You're on the West Coast. Yay. Okay, that one persona's in Central Kentucky. So I'm in Eastern Pennsylvania, and we've just got the cold. Nothing bad. So I hope you all are okay. Those of you who are concerned about storms, one of the things about decluttering that can help you, and one of the things that might take your mind off of the storms, because you cannot control the storm, but is to say, where are my important things? Yes, and let's send peace to you all and hope it doesn't even nothing bad happens. But do you know where your passport is? Do you know where your birth certificate is? Do you know where your bank information is? All of those things. Now, a while back, I couldn't have told you where my stuff is. Oh, fun. Penny Myers is going to be in the Huntington Valley. Awesome. All right. There we go. And Katie and that one persona might be kind of close by geographically, and Laura Voorhees with double, what do you call those? Not consonants, vowels. We get double consonants and we get double vowels. Can you tell part of my brain is a pattern matcher and it delights it? So howdy. So you guys, here's a fun thing. First of all, I sent out the email to the whole list a few hours ago. So hopefully you received that. Really what it is, to be honest with you, is a reminder to look at the secret page, the members only page, the TV guide. What else are we calling it? I almost said prohibition. This is why I don't do stuff at night because my words tend to have already gone to bed. Um, oh, the speakeasy page. That is, yeah, the secret page. It's like the secret word, and then we scream real loud. Speakeasy. Thank you, Penny Myers. Yeah, it takes me a minute, and in the evening. Um, Here's a fun thing. You guys may not notice, but I was talking about pattern matching and noticing patterns of things. What you will notice is, first of all, this is my last live that I'm doing for the next couple days. I leave tomorrow morning for a trip, a short trip. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We come back on Sunday, and I'll be back kind of in the New York groove, as Ace Frehley said, I think, um, on Monday. Okay, Penny M to the rescue, yeah. And here's a fun pattern you're going to notice, and I'm just going to look it up to make sure I'm right about this, but I realized it myself. So I'm going to look up the secret page. Okay. And what I'm noticing when I look at it is that the decluttered dates for, yeah, the cool kids page. There we go. The cool kids page. There are multiple dates for declutter parties in April, that the dates are there and the link is working to buy your tickets. So that's another thing. You can also download and print your habit tracker. And I got this idea from my client, uh, Suzanne. Yeah, Suzanne, to start doing mine in rainbows. Yeah, the secret club. But you know what? In the club, we all fam, right? Isn't it funny the short shelf life of some of the things that we know from TikTok? Like in the club, we all fam, or in the club, we all fam, and also mindful and demure. It's like, oh, that was so January, but I love stuff like that. And I love seeing Laura Voorhees and Christine waving to each other, getting to know people. Um, there we go. Danielle printed a habit tracker earlier today. Yeah, we are family. We are. So you can print your habit tracker, and here's a fun thing too. I added a couple more songs to the Destination Decluttered playlist on Spotify. And then the TV guide. What you're going to notice is, for the most part, because I had done that, I know that not all of the people that follow me on like TikTok made the leap to YouTube. I know there is a smaller, dare I say, cooler version of the people who like what I do here um, on YouTube, and I want to give you props, each and every one of you. Pop Tart Mama's here. Been busy at work, couldn't join this week. Glad to pop in and say, hey, hey, right back at you. Hey, everybody. This is always a smaller group. I won't say smaller, cooler group because the larger groups can be cool too. But you guys are the ones who learned something new, learned how to change the channel from being on TikTok and figured out how to show up for one of my YouTube lives. It's a smaller group of people, and frankly, I like that. So you will notice that when I scheduled YouTube and TikTok lives, you guys always get the first one, with the exception of Wednesdays. So you'll see that the people who get the first one will get like the 8 a.m. and then TikTok is 9 a.m. and then 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. So the YouTube always gets first, because then if you want to hang out some more, you've got the TikTok you can change to. So you get heads up. The other fun thing too is that the only day that that's flipped, in that there would be a TikTok prior to a YouTube live, is Wednesdays, because Wednesdays have conveniently kind of just become this organic habit. I don't know if I can, consistently do it all the time, but the organic habit of having the Wednesday late night things, A, on Wednesday, and B, even today, I thought, oh, should I do it on TikTok later? And I was like, no, I want to be with the cool kids. I want to be with the friends, the smaller group, you know? And so here we are. So I love this smaller, cooler group evening. We're getting our pajamas. We're celebrating our wins. We're looking back on the day. Yeah, and Stacy is even saying, I like the YouTube lives better because I get notifications. I like that too. I don't get the notifications, but you did it. So here's some good stuff. Laura Voorhees cashed her check from the consignment shop. She got $145 for rehoming stuff she didn't want. So your stuff could be making you money. Now Penny Myers has given us a sock update. Now from the sock department, it's Penny Myers. Here, let me scroll back. Sock inventory. We have an update from the sock department. Penny Myers is tuning in. She's saying all socks coming up from laundry are going into a clear bin, and they will all be there soon. And then she can figure it out. So I love it. All right, back to you in the newsroom. You know, um, there we go. All righty. Ooh, I zooped the wrong way. Um, There we go. Yeah. Laura says, and I like this one too, frankly, is when you can have me on one screen and you can look up stuff. So there's all sorts of good things. Yay. Judy Dukes, nice to see you. You read the email and so excited about all of the parties. Yay. Good stuff. Yeah, I am excited about them too. So good stuff is happening. Good stuff is happening. Let's continue to make good stuff happen. What kind of good trouble can we get into? How can we practice saying disrupting what we don't like and changing it into something we do like? And we can practice this within the confines of our home, you know? Um, want to make sure that I put my focus on so I don't get distracted. I will share with you. Did I do? Oh, here's an interesting thing from my decluttering life. We put down a down payment on getting the work done on the basement. And so next week and the week after is going to be hell's a poppin'. We are going to go down the basement and we are going to mindfully be bringing stuff up. Now, I did that, as you know, as I talk about my boxes here. Yes, it's very exciting. It really is, and it's going to be a great opportunity. And as I've said to you guys, and I'm saying to my husband, and I said it to myself when I brought the things that were primarily mine up. Decluttering, just remember, decluttering doesn't require you to get rid of anything. Decluttering just gives you the opportunity to review what you have. I just saw Penny Myers' socks. Just review what you have and decide whether you want to keep it. And the answer can be yes, or decide whether you want to give it away. Now, I had really done some decluttering in the basement before, but even now, I have a few more little dribs and drabs that I am decluttering and feeling good about it. You know. So the cool thing is, Penny says, Beth, honestly, without you and your offerings, here, it's the offertory platter. I just continue to shove the socks in a drawer where they no longer fit and continue the ignoring, annoying cycle. And you know who it annoys? It annoys you. So stop annoying yourself, right? Disrupt that pattern. And the cool thing is, you guys know about these um, YouTube lives enough to know that what you see on the screen doesn't change. It's me kind of flailing my hands around. And if I'm doing what I do correctly, you don't necessarily need to see my hands. If I'm going from top to bottom saying head, heart, and hand, you can picture your head, you can picture your heart, you can picture your hand. Or surface, stored, and then sentimental, and knowing that my hand often goes to my heart when I say sentimental. So the neat thing is you don't have to look at the screen to get the benefits. I dare say Penny Myers, if she felt like it, could pull out some socks and play Matchy Matcherson. You know, she could do that while I'm doing this, or she can choose to do that sometime else, you know. But this is all about what you're deciding to do. Here's a good thing too. What I was going to say, thank you. Yes, our profits. Yes. Okay. Laura Voorhees, I thought about this because it was after I had sent the email. I was like, gosh darn it. I meant to include this and I forgot. So let me pop it up because I just made the payment today. Um, just let me, I want to get the official number because Laura says, our profits from the party still going to the women's shelter. I really like that. I watched a series on Netflix called Made, and it opened my eyes to women's homelessness. Yes. And it is still going. I literally made the donation today. Oh, I guess I could look at the email, but here, I've got it on a spreadsheet. I'm like, I've got it on a spreadsheet. Come on, open up spreadsheet. Okay, weird that it's not opening. Come on, silly. There we go. $365 we donated to the women's donations. I will say, if I could do the numbers, actually, I can do it right here. I can multitask. Oh, they are all matched. Oh, awesome. I did not even realize it. So yay for Penny for matching the socks. I love it. I love it. Very cool. Good stuff. So I'm going to do some math here on my little calculatrice here. 365 plus 2 plus 620 plus equals. So, you know what we've done so far? Okay, made, MAD, right? That it could be two ways. Made like a maid. The decluttering parties we had in January, February, and March already total over $1,200. $1,210 you guys have been able to donate to a women's homeless shelter. I'm just the conduit. I'm the one who gathers the money and deposits it that. But $1,200, can you imagine? Sometimes they may just get 5 or 10 bucks. Every little bit helps, but notice that the cumulative effect, the compounding effect. It's like the Fabergé organic shampoo. You tell a friend and they tell a friend and so on and so on and so on and so on. Every little bit helps and every little bit adds up. Every mile gets you closer to your destination. Every decluttering party that you get something out of it because you show up and declutter and you're helping other people. I will never not support them. Just to be very clear, Laura, even if I hadn't mentioned it, I guess I had just kind of folded it into the habit. I will always be donating to the women's shelter. Now I will say I thought they have actually merged with another shelter that I'm going to make sure that it's still going to good stuff. But yeah, I think it's really important because I want us to be reminded that while we are helping ourselves and while we are spending money, that money can be an investment and it can be a help to other people. It's not just me being greedy and saying, give me ticket money. What it is when we pay money for something, we more likely show up for it. And especially if you're dreading doing some decluttering, sometimes paying for a class helps you show up. I am walking, living, breathing, Pilateing belief in this because when I am left to my own devices, I was good during COVID, but then it changed and I will make excuses and ignore and do something else versus doing yoga in the living room like I used to. Though I used to track it. Now I know that if I sign up for a yoga class, I will go to it. And it helps me get out there and it pushes me to do things I normally wouldn't do. Left to my own devices, I'm going to phone it in. But if I'm there with a class and a teacher and somebody reminding me of all the little different things, I show up. There we go. Now, okay, we got somebody playing sock solitaire. Laura Voorhees plays sock solitaire. And Robin Schroeder says, I too have a sock problem, 2 full drawers. I've gone through them a year ago, but it's time to do it again. And you know what's funny? She says, I love socks. And I was just thinking of Oscar the Grouch. I love trash. Everything dirty or dingy or dusty. Everything ragged or something or rusty. Oh, I love trash. Now, here's a funny thing I try to do to make my sock. I get very particular about things. And so when I find the kind of sock that I like, I tend to buy multiples. But the thing that irks me to no end is that while they start out as a pair and they're all allegedly the same, how each one shrinks a little bit differently. So I'm trying the best to match up the pairs. And sometimes it's like you've got one that's like 2 inches taller than the other. But yeah, matching up your socks. It's like, a nice little pairing game. Socks keep your feet warm. Socks can be a way of expressing yourself. I have some socks that I've worn before that say Carpe effing Diem on them. They're not as comfortable on my feet, but they're sure fun to look at. So yay. Good stuff. See, we're making good stuff happen. We're matching up the socks. We're decluttering. I know Judy Dukes was rehoming some stuff and helping people with her abundance. So we're doing good stuff here. We are. There we go. Singing along with Oscar's song. Yes. I love trash. We're doing good stuff. We're doing good stuff and we're going to keep it up because when you do good, you feel good and it becomes addictive. What's some good stuff coming with it? Okay, and it's very nice. Pop Tart Mama is reminding us to like the live. Actually, my screen. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Let me see this. Doop, boop. Okay, right. We get 21 people in here. And here's the deal. In case you don't know me, in case you're somebody who just picked up this decluttering or just was zooming by this YouTube live and you stopped by to say hello, I'll say hello. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered, much like my station here, my channel here on YouTube. I do YouTube lives, hour-long YouTube lives, pretty much almost every day. We were just talking about these decluttering parties that we've got a plethora of them in April. And we do good stuff. We help ourselves discover what we like and keep and what we don't like and release. We are encouraging. We are helping other people while we do it. And there we go. Pop Tart Mama has the socks that say, "Don't be a dick." Yeah, as I said, I have the ones that say, um, yeah, I'm a delicate fucking flower and carpe fucking diem. I don't know. It's the Blue Q. That awesome brand from Western Massachusetts. I have loved their stuff since like the '80s. It's great. Um, Holiday socks, yeah, different ones for different seasons, different shoes, different functions. Compression socks, yep, I've got some of those for travel. I've got my thick socks for the winter. I'm wearing actually here. I don't want to get a I don't want to do, what is that? Surprise, 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 surprise. These are like fuzzy alpaca socks. I went to an alpaca farm locally, and I got some alpaca socks. These ones are always putting little fuzzies on my black clothes, but they're comfortable. Yeah. So there we go. Laura Voorhees is noticing her hubs and her son like funky socks. She's more just matchy matchy. My cardboard dividers have been working for a few months now. I've got my whites, I've got my grays, I've got my blacks, and then everything else. I love it. Yeah, if it works for you, that's all that matters. Yeah, I have some dividers in my top drawer there. I've got my underpants and I've got my socks, and then I've got kind of the nebulous things that are kind of sock, like more like slipper socks, and that's where I put my Pilates socks that have little grippy feet on them too. So making it easy to find what you're looking for. So I don't know, today, especially with these evening YouTube lives, it's not so much about bombarding you with lessons because you've had a day. You've had a day. What I think the best thing to do is encourage you to reflect back as you're parked in the driveway of life tonight. You're sitting there before you get out permanently and you just go to sleep, that you sit there and you just quietly reflect, looking in the rearview mirror. Where'd you go today? Where did you start? Where'd you drive? What'd you do? Did you get to all the little stops along the way that you thought you were going to? Awesome. If you didn't, that's okay. Put them on tomorrow's agenda. You'll get them done, you know? Danielle is saying, I keep my socks in a big clear container because there are so many. And the funny thing is you only have 2 feet, or I assume you do. Maybe I will declutter the socks someday. Yeah. Now, the wonderful thing about this too is it's all up to you. It's up to you. You can be all that you want to be. Want to be, just see it through. Got to Google that one. Um, you will declutter the socks when you feel like decluttering the socks. Yeah. Maybe, that might be what I do for a bit. Keep them in a clear plastic container because there are so many. What I offer to you, though, just from what's the word I want to use? Functionality. Taking the just even right now when we're hanging out together, you could pull out a few socks and just play Noah's Ark, right? Match up the things and put them in the clear arc. There may be some socks that you have that are easier to match up than others. I know I have 2 or 3 pairs of socks that are like one-offs, and they're gray, and they're wicked easy to find their mate. I also know that some of my shorty socks that I use when it's warmer out have each one of them has a different color. Those are easy to pair up too. Some socks are more difficult to pair up, and that's when you do the myriad black socks like I tend to have. So, yeah. And even Danielle, one of the categories you could even start to go through kind of with one eye on the screen right here. And as we keep you company, I'm not forcing, I'm just suggesting that you could put on a podcast. You could put on episode of Sesame Street. You could watch a movie. You could do something while the other part of your brain is like, oh, those are the socks I don't even wear. And you could like match them up. And maybe there is a homeless shelter that takes clean, good socks, you know? Um, and sometimes it is the overwhelming amount of them that stops you from even starting. But notice you already have, your brain is offering to you a category. Hey, Danielle, this is your brain. There are those socks that you don't even wear. Maybe we just go through and we play matchy matchy, or we play I spy with my little eye, a sock that I don't even want to wear anymore. And you just put it in a trash bag or something. Now, I love this. Robin Schroeder is still on vacation in Daytona Beach, so those socks are going to have to wait. I am flying down to Epcot tomorrow. I'm going to be wearing socks for my travels, and as soon as we get there, costume change. Love it. Pop Tart Mama has summer socks and winter socks, and right now in Kansas, I'm using both in one day. It's kind of like PA right here too. Now notice this too. We're talking about socks. It's the sock episode. Judy says, growing up, we had a huge sock hamper, and I dreaded the days I had to match them. So as an adult, I buy all the same, all black TNAs. I'm not sure what those are, but I'm sure they're great. Love them. Yes, notice one of the things you dreaded about matching up the socks was the sheer quantity of them. A huge pile in a hamper, and you let it build up. And so sometimes letting it build up can cause the overwhelm. Okay. So socks do not leave the laundry. Oh, that's interesting. I love it. Yeah. Socks do not leave the laundry room alone. Yeah. Maybe it's the buddy system that you don't leave your buddies behind. You've got your buddy system. Maybe you make sure your buddies, your socks are not singletons, that they have their matches. Um, Yeah. And Laura Voorhees is now noticing. So much of what we do is about noticing. I am noticing that I use the white and the gray and the black the most. I might need to say adios to the can't even remember when I wore those last time. Now, if you can't even remember when you wore them, what I like to do is give them another shot, because there may be just out of the habit you don't wear them, but there may be something about them that makes you be like, oh, this is why I haven't worn them. So before you go and pitch them, maybe you could say something like, okay, for the month of April, I am only going to wear the socks that are in that other, I'm going to at least put on the socks that are in that side of, I don't know when the last time I wore them. And I'm going to see if I want to wear them. And if I don't, maybe I will consider getting rid of them. You know? Hey, there we go. It is a sock kind of day. I'm gonna have to update I'll be like, update the title to this when it goes live. Update date to the sock episode. A very special episode of Eight is Enough, the sock episode. You know? Um, Okay, so Heather is saying, first of all, Heather's saying, hey, everybody. And then she says, happy evening, Declutter. Can't believe you're talking about socks. I have 20 pairs of wacky socks that were gifts over the years, never wore any of them, and realized it's okay to donate. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I have a hard time ditching the socks from the orphanage. Okay, so notice this, socks really only work best in pairs. If you have 2 feet, that is. If you don't, your mileage may differ. Yeah, and I love that too. Penny Myers, they've done the same thing. So, Lori, this might help you. Penny is offering, if there is an orphan for a long time, I use it to clean and then I ditch it. You put the sock over your hand and you go wipe something down. So, that might be a thing. You could even just do something as simple as putting a date on the orphanage today and say to yourself, I will be mindful and look for the matchy matchersons of those socks in the orphanage for the next month. And if I don't find that sock by May 1st, then I will convert them to wax on, wax off, right? Now, some people, Clara says, hey, Clara, my daughter wears mismatched socks and I don't care. Awesome. That's great. So maybe you wear mismatched socks. Maybe we become a thing. you know? And this is fun. Pop Tart Mama is saying to Heather, I would think I found the jackpot at the thrift shop if I found 20 pairs of funky socks. Yeah. So see, we're all built different. And there are some socks that you may have worn for a while and then you don't wear them. Now I have very sensitive skin. I've always been very mindful of textures. I remember this from growing up in the 70s and they would have like that double knit polyester, like the crunchy kind, the scratchy kind, or even like the extra kind of silky slimy kind. So I have some socks that because they have a pattern on the outside, they have all those the yarn on the inside kind of tying them off, and I don't like that feeling of pressure on my legs, especially and ironically, compression socks will be that way when they have patterns on them, and so it presses like it ends up being like a cookie press in your leg. I don't like that feeling, you know? Yeah, and just setting a deadline for finding the match or setting a deadline for saying, "I'm gonna give myself 3 months to wear these socks, put something on your calendar. Put a reminder in your sock drawer. Wear these ones first. And you don't force yourself to wear them. But what you do is you bring yourself up to the point where you're reaching for them. And then you might trigger that idea of why you don't wear those. Oh, those are the ones that always fall down and get stuck under my heel. Those are the ones that I thought were going to be good, but they're too tight, they're itchy. That one kind of has a hole in it. I get one of those ones has it where the thing gets stuck under my toe and it gets a blister. Um, there we go. Wendy says, I used to not bother matching them, but now have been trying to make pairs when I am folding the clothes. Now, that's a really good idea, Wendy, because for the most part, when you are getting them out of the dryer, is when they are most likely going to be right near their mate because you put them in. You took them off of your 2 feet, you put them into the washer, then ideally they went from the washer into the dryer. And then if for some reason they come out with a single one, you can get curious as to why it's there. Yeah. Okay, yes. And Laura is saying the thickness of socks is something that she's aware of. She's picky about it because of walking in running shoes and my winter socks don't work for those kind of things. Exactly. Mhm. All right, adios, Pop Tart Mama. Gotta run, my friends. Happy sock sorting. Yes, happy sock sorting. You're gonna notice what fabrics you like. You get to know yourself, and the more you know yourself, the easier it is to just get what you want, you know? If you like 100% cotton socks, I like those. I don't like, slippery polyestery types. So I buy some sometimes at this like natural food store. I used to buy my socks there because I like those ones that are more cottony, you know? Well, there we go. And Wendy says I usually find the missing pair in a pant leg or dropped along the route from my bedroom to the washer. Yeah. So notice when it is missing, when you've got an errant sock, you can put it, you could probably say, Miss, have you seen my mate? And then you can go looking for it. Right. Yeah. Oh, funny. I love it. Wendy may have animals that go find it and check their little hiding spots. Very funny. Yeah. I love that. What else can we talk about? Socks. SOCKS. Um, they change with the seasons. They may change with what's available in the world. You may have a brand of socks you've liked to buy and then they stop making them. Um, the way your feet are when you're older, they might get wider and flatter and you need something with support. Or, you thought these ones were going to work out because they were compression socks, but then your legs felt strangulated, right? I just made that up. Strangled, strangulated. Why not? Now, you know what? The grammar police are not here. Um, so just think about, notice socks are a category of the stuff that you put away. How can you make it easier for yourself so that when you want to go grab a pair, when you want to go get dressed, you grab a pair of socks that you have a match, and B, you know that they are going to fit comfortably on your feet for those seasons. Now, many of us, like, so here in PA, we had a day this weekend that was 80. Monday was like 70. Today, seriously, it's like 30 out right now. I went for a walk and I had my scarf on and my gloves. Um, and even if it isn't, it says like, oh, it'll be oh yeah, 46. It feels like 40. Yeah. So you might be in a transitionary phase between seasons. That is a wonderful time to notice the ones you have yet to wear from the cold weather. If we're all in for the most part, the ones that you didn't wear this entire season, why not? And not in a judgy way, but just in a curious way. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, Clara, Socks. Yes, it's like Spanish. Socks. Yes, you spelled it out and you saw a joke once that if you slowly, yeah, fast to sound like you're speaking Spanish. Yes, I love it. Socks. Yeah. Penny Myers is feeling better. Now that they are in a clear bin, I'm feeling better about figuring it out. Definitely need to downsize and declutter, but really realizing the seasonal factor. Yeah, all good. All good, Clara. No judging. I love when my area is cold enough I can wear my socks without melting. See, and I love it when I can take off my socks and my feet don't freeze. Um, yeah, and notice, Penny, you're feeling better because you can see what you have. That is one of the things that when I talk about when you get to the point where you're looking for storage for things that you're kind of putting away and they don't need to be decorative, that I highly recommend a clear plastic tote. Because sometimes you have a tote and the tote may be this big, but you might only have that much stuff in it. And it's just so much easier to see, like across the room, a clear tote with a little snap on lid. I do not like those ones that are black with the yellow tops. I just don't. It's personal thing. You may use them. To me, they're heavy. You need to label them. They're unattractive. So, but just notice sometimes putting things in a different container can make you feel better about taking the next step in that sock process. Yes, and Wendy LCM is saying clear bins are fabulous, so handy for quickly finding. And to me, the quickly finding, the easy finding of things increases the functionality of your house. I just want to make it easier on you whenever we can. Easy to grab the socks, easy to see the socks, easy to wear the socks, easy to put them in the wash, then in the dryer, and then repeat, right? So notice how can you make it easy on yourself? Matching up your socks, pulling the ones out that you're not wearing anyway, and doing something with them and learning from that. Why didn't I wear those socks? So then you know more about yourself the next time you go out sock hunting, sock shopping. You know the ones you like because you're probably wearing them all. There we go. Now, interesting, Laura says, almost all my bins are solid. Maybe a gradual transition and sorting when I transfer would be good. You know what? Here's the thing. I will admit to you, I mean, look, I say that because I'm about to pull out two. Here we go. This closet right here has two totes stacked on top of another that has like my t-shirts and my summer clothes in them. In about 22 minutes after I shut off, I'm going to be pulling those out because I'm going to be looking for Florida type clothes, not Pennsylvania clothes. However, if you notice right here, I have a bunch of stuff that's also stored in these containers. I would say I don't want you to buy anything just because I recommended it. If you think you want to do it, experiment with it. What you could do if you're solid bins, it's just a matter of labeling to make it easier for you. Put the date on it and say what's in them, and then you can look at the label instead of having X-ray vision going through that. But if you feel like you want to if you feel like you want to sort through the things as you transition them, that might be a good opportunity. I did that because I realized when I started using the clear bins how much easier it was, and also that they came in like a full kind of bin size and then like a little half size. And some of these bins, when you fill them up with heavy stuff, can be a pain in the butt to like go up and down the basement stairs. I was also, my husband and I, we had a giant bin and it was a lot of his memorabilia. And then once he went through and kind of decluttered some of that, we didn't need the whole bin. So here's another fun thing I've done. I have taken the bins that I don't like because I'm kind of upgrading them and also downsizing, like seeing, do I need a bin at all, or can we eliminate the stuff? When I am making donations to donation places, I will put the donations in the containers that I no longer use. I will put them in like those free oversized bags or the, dollar oversized bags, reusable bags from like TJ Maxx or Home Goods that I usually will get some of those things from my mom. Yeah, Wendy says, on my bins, I tape page protectors. Yes, a good idea. So here, yeah, notice this. And I just happen to have one of these because I was decluttering. Like one of these things, she tapes that and then she can use that for a label and then switch it out as needed. So that works for her. Yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. Thank you for sharing. So this is like the sock and bin episode, right? So the last thing I ever want you to think I'm doing is saying what you have isn't good, go buy something else. If what you have, if you can make what you have work and it works for you easily, do it. But if you're struggling with the weight or the size or the opacity of the containers you have, if those things are not working for you, suggest I find it beneficial to be able to see in those two bins which is the one that has like my bathing suits and my cover ups and my pajamas and what's the one that actually has my clothing in it. So I know which one to go through first. Your mileage may vary, and the last thing I want to do is have you, spend money that you may not need to spend. Sorry. So just stuff to think about. Stuff to think about the next time you notice how easy or difficult it is for you to find something that is in your stored clutter. You know, just something to think about. Um, there's a place for opaque things, and there's a place for clear ones. Um, yeah, so we got that going for us. What else we got going on? I know I want to drink more water before I go to bed, even though it's going to make me get up at like 3 a.m. and pee. That's okay. I want to make sure I hydrate. Ah, that's something little I'm doing for myself now to make myself feel better. If I don't remind myself to drink water, if I don't have it written down and remind myself that I want to get like a nice straight, line. I mean, here, seriously, look at it. Yesterday. Talk about some potholes. I hit some potholes yesterday. I didn't increase my protein with each meal. I didn't do walk number 2 because it was freezing out, and I didn't even drink my water number 2. Oh well. You know what I did, which is sometimes even more important than having that running streak, is I stumbled, but then I got back up again. I got knocked down and I get up again, and you're never gonna lick me down. Remember that song? Chumbawamba, I think it was. Tub thumping. Welcome to my brain. So it is a Wednesday night, 8:43. We've got about 17 minutes left together. Um, Funny, Danielle says most of mine in my basement are all colored, and I wish I had them cleared. Okay, you can make that happen if you want. I highly recommend, though, as you do that, do not just do a one-to-one transfer. I will share with you. So I was talking about us cleaning out the basement in the next 2 weeks, and I said to my husband, "I'm going to just plant the seed. I'm a great gardener that way." I said, "I am looking at this wall of CDs that are like 95% yours because I already decluttered my CDs." And there we go. Wendy says solid bins are great for areas with sun exposure to help keep items from the sun damage. Good point. I don't mind the red and green bins because they are Christmas stuff. Totally, totally. My Christmas stuff. You're right. Are in red and green ones too. Um, Interesting. Penny Myers was saying, did you see the interview in which Senator Booker said he dehydrated himself and he still spoke intelligently? That's great. Seriously, my husband and I and others of our friends were like, how's he doing it and not having to pee? Like we were admiring him and we were like, do you think he's wearing Depends? Did he get a catheter? Maybe he's just crossing his legs, but good on you. Yeah, I would have had such a dry mouth. I think he might have had little sips of water, but you know what? God bless him. Getting into good trouble. What an inspiration. Danielle does label hers, right? So notice the stuff you have in your bins. Yes, hopefully he had hard candies for the dry mouth. Do you guys remember my husband and I would talk about this? There used to be a thing called Gator gum. It was like Gatorade gum. My friends Jeannie and Winifred, we were in like junior high school when that came out. It was the nastiest tasting stuff. And I remember us once, it was like on a Saturday, and we walked downtown and we went to Woolworths and we bought a pack. And I remember sitting on the common, which is like the grassy area outside the town hall in our town. And each one of us put a piece on, and we made a game of how long we could keep it in because it was so nasty. Yes, gator gum. Yes, tasted like sweat. Oh, yes. But I remember the commercial was like dry mouth. Yeah, the gum squirt. I remember that. Yep. See, Laura Voorhees has a bladder of a camel. I have a bladder of like it's not a like camel, the opposite of a camel. I I get the sense of urgency quite frequently, but it's okay because I work from home. But enough about my bladder, okay? Oh, too funny. But you know what? Look, when you go, if you decide to change the containers, don't just put your stuff in just a 1-2 like transfer. Go mention it. Hey, look who we have in the house. Look who we have in the house, everybody. Is this thing on? Carla, Carla Jane, Carla Jane. Hi, y'all. Man, I have just been singing the praises and basking in the glow of a job well done. Carla Jane, what was it? 81 bags? 81 bags of clothing to a donation place today, yesterday, today. Yeah. Oh my God. And she's even going on. She got rid of 10 yard bags, the giant black ones filled with cookbooks. Now she's getting rid of 4 boxes of encyclopedias. I love it. Everybody's saying, "Hey." Yeah. Carla has been decluttering her mom's house, and her mother bought a lot of stuff and had a hard time releasing it. 81 bags and 11 yard bags of cookbooks. Seriously. Seriously. Yes, snaps and a standing ovation and a round of applause and a pat on the back. Yeah. So notice that's what Carla's been dealing with, and she did it. Maybe you only have 2 or 3 bags of clothes that are overwhelming you. Now, Carla had it, they weren't hers to begin with, but man, and somebody, yeah, we are doing this thing. Yes, talk about tenacious. Someone is going to be so excited about those cookbooks. Many people will be so excited about the clothing. Who knows? Somebody could do something awesome with those encyclopedias. Such good stuff. Carla, we are all so proud of you. We all know how difficult it can be to even release one sentimental thing or one piece of clothing, how it can be. And you got your hat set. It took a while and you know it, but once you made the decision, you made it happen. And man, Carla and I do one-on-one coaching together, and I saw a background of hers. It wasn't a fake one, it was the real life that I've never seen before. Clear hardwood floors, a beautiful mantelpiece with all decorative dental work. You know, the different kinds of woodwork. It was echoey because the clothing wasn't there buffering it. Now she's tired. She worked hard. She's achy breaky, as we often all are after something big. But man, she's on the other side of literally that mountain of clothing. You know, there we go. All right. Laura Voorhees is singing to you. Go, go, Joseph, and go, go, Carla. Yes, that is amazing work. Yes. And she's one of us, one of us, one of us. She's struggling with clutter. She's got her stuff. She's got stuff she saved for her kids. She's digging out her mom's house. Some people we know and we are connected to can't do the decluttering, won't do the cluttering, decluttering, didn't do the decluttering. I am going up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. I'll be away for a few days helping my mom with stuff. I am digging out stuff that she and my dad couldn't deal with. And you're learning the skills. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Carla says it took a hot minute, but we finally saw the floors first time in 25 years. Her kids walked in and said, I don't think I've ever seen these floors before. It was absolutely emotional, as it would be, as it would be. And that's okay. Emotions are part of living. Don't be afraid of them. Feel them, and like a rainstorm, just allow them to pass over you. Feel it. It will disappear. Yeah, and that is worthy of celebration. Yeah. And we're all on our journey. We are all on our decluttering journey. Even me, who's here teaching you, is still going through my stuff and noticing what I struggled to let go of years ago. And I'm just asking myself now, am I ready to let go of it? Do I want to keep it? Do I really need the little ad from when Tears for Fears played the Orpheum in 1984 or 5 when I saw them? And actually, yes, I do, because I want to find out if it was 84 or 85 when I saw them. So I am going through it with you. You're going through it with me. We're going through it with Carla. You're not alone. And I love this. I love this because Carla prayed. Carla prayed every single item I touched would be destined to go to get to the person that it would help. Yes, 11 book bags of cookbooks. I can only imagine how heavy they were. No wonder you're hurting. But yep, saying to yourself, I trust that this thing I'm going to give away is going to connect up with somebody who needs it or wants it or would be overjoyed. We were talking earlier, Carla. We were talking a lot about socks, strangely. And Heather was saying how she has 20 pairs of wacky socks that she's never worn and feels okay donating them. Then down the thread, and I apologize, I can't remember who it was, said, "Oh my gosh, I would be so excited to go into a thrift store and see those socks." So just know, everybody, there is somebody out there who might be looking for exactly what you don't want anymore. Aw. Now, Carla, I will read what she says. She says, "Y'all are so kind," because she's from Alabama, so she y'alls us, which I love. But she says, "But seriously, please know Beth's coaching has changed our lives. I did the physical and the emotional, but Beth gave me the toolkit I never had." Well, you're welcome, hon. And you know what? I never had it either. And I made it up myself. And it seems to be working. So I'm here. Hey, experiment with this. Try it. Does it work? If it doesn't, how can we make it better? This is what it's all about, Charlie Brown. Kara, nice to see you. So Kara just made it in the last 10 minutes. That's fine. So, Kara, we're celebrating Carla. Carla in Alabama just today dropped off 81 bags, kitchen garbage bags, those white ones with the ties, 81 bags of really good clothing to a donation place, 11 yard bags of cookbooks. I mean, wowzer. Carla is a rock star. Yeah. And even the things you don't know if somebody is like it, there's so many upcyclers up there. You're right, Wendy. Yeah. And oh, such good stuff. Such good stuff. Carla is saying, "My son and daughter are beginning to trust me now, and even better, I am trusting me now." Because you know what? You kept a promise to yourself. You said you were going to declutter that house, and you are. You have been all along. And today was one of those momentous kind of, roller coaster rides. But trusting your judgment, trusting yourself when you say, "I want this and I feel good about keeping it. And thank you, but no, I do not want that and I'm keeping it out of my house." Trusting that when you say you're going to match up your socks, that you are a person who can be trusted, that you will sit down in front of the TV and match up your socks, maybe while you're watching a YouTube live. Aw. Carla says, "Y'all are going to make me squall. Such a family here. Thanks, y'all. I could not do without y'all." And it's true. And it's true. We're all in this together. I mean, I am a wicked independent person, but even I know I need help with stuff. We are a pack animal. We do not survive on our own. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody loves somebody sometimes. I don't know if that's the right word for that, but we are a community. We help each other. If you fall down, I pick you up. And then when I've fallen down, somebody picks me up and we pay it forward. The stuff that came to us, we are just caretakers of temporarily. If it doesn't work for us, we realize that's okay. It may work for somebody else. We are a family in that kind of way. And hopefully, we're not like a dysfunctional family. We're a fun family. We are the friend family of choice, not family of blood, family of choice. We choose to hang out together. We're not required to. And if you like who you're hanging out with, you look forward to hanging out with them. I got all my sisters with me. Exactly. Yeah. Now I love it. Kara is experiencing the same thing up in Mass where she lives because she's getting involved politically and in her own community. She says, all my resistance is starting to make a difference. We caught our select board violating an open meeting law. And so this small thing I started, it's a village and it takes a village. Yeah. You know? Oh, hey, there we go. Wendy says, I'm so thankful to have stumbled across this channel on TikTok. I was in a low place and the universe gave me hope and guidance for the decluttering journey. Yeah, that's why I show up. Because when I was looking for help and guidance and something, I was desperately looking for something that resonated with me. And I found it. And so I said, I made a promise that if that I would just show up the way I found somebody, which was being my regular old wacky organic singing songs, little makeup wearing self, you know? And so that's why I'm here. Not, I think it's really important for people to not feel alone and to be encouraged, to give you some courage that you can do something. Okay. Thank you, Kimberly. I will have fun on my trip. You know why? Because I'm planning on having fun. I have a fun trip planned, and I'm going to have a plan and I'm going to be flexible about it. I'm going to be adamant about certain things because certain things do have to happen. Like I need to see my cousins. I'm going to see a cousin and his wife. I haven't seen them in a while. And there are other things that are going to be flexible. It's the crunchy and the smooth. And we are a cool little village here. And it is serendipity. It is serendipity. It's funny. Serendipity is one of my favorite words, and it's that cool place in New York City that has the great frozen chocolates, right? There we go, McDougs. Seeing the Lion King in Tampa, but part of the chat tonight. You're welcome. There we go. Yes, and we are paying it forward. Ooh, I love it. Kara says, I think a lot about Beth and what would she say? What do you want to do with that? Helps me even when I'm not live. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, thank you. Yes. And Carla says, I would love to share my story with anyone that might want to message me. I found Beth just scrolling almost a year ago. I felt led to try the Choji coaching, and it has changed my entire life. Yes. So thank you, everybody. I will be back on Monday. As I mentioned, the secret page has got all sorts of good stuff on it, and I can help you even when I'm not around because I checked it today because I'm making sure that all of the lives that I did, even the TikToks, are up on YouTube. There are now 658 videos that you can choose from. So I am not leaving you high and dry. I'm not abandoning you. I am leaving you with the toolkit so you can practice on your own. And the neat thing is I encourage you guys to get to know each other, to reach out to people, to DM somebody, to say, hey, I live in Alabama. Anybody living here in Alabama? Get to know people. We are a good group of people here, and it's going to be fun. So this is good. So I will be updating this because I want to update the Monday, April 7th. I'll give you a clue. Unless our flight gets, delayed or something wacky like that happens. And even if it does, I will let you guys know. Monday, April 7th, 8 a.m. YouTube, 9 a.m. TikTok. Okay. The whole schedule from Monday to Friday the 11th is on the TV guide. I even put the little logo there. Okay. But I know you guys can do this. I have utter and unshakable faith in you. And if you don't, that's okay. I have enough to share until you start feeling it too, you know? So I love it. I love it. Carla, actually, honestly, if any of you guys are on TikTok, no, excuse me, not TikTok. What was it? Instagram, because Carla, I saw you tagged me. Carla has some pictures of what she showed, of what she was bringing in. So you can get in touch with people in different ways. We all met on TikTok. There's ways you can stay connected. Okay. Now we've got about a minute left, so I'm just going to wrap it up. But I just want to tell you how much I totally enjoy spending these Wednesday evenings. Wednesday evenings will always be the YouTube. It won't be TikTok. TikTok is a bit chaotic, and I really enjoy doing these evening ones with this cool bunch. So I'm going to see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I may be able to get a link here. Do. Nope, it's not that. It's this. See all in Messenger. Communities. No. Oh. Carla on Instagram is, let me see what I can find here. I am CJ. There we go. Messages. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, that is her right now. And here, I can do this. Check out the fanciness of what I'm doing here. There we go. Instagram. I am Carla Jane. That looks like it's a hyperlink. I'll stay for a minute. If anybody is able to just see if that works, and does it open up her page onto a different tab or anything, let me know. I want to give you an opportunity to do that. You can also just say, it says, I am Carla Jane, and it's Jayne. There we go. There we go. Now, Therapy Gal Sue says, I've got the new secret page schedule in my planner. I'm ready to go. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Safe travels to me. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be thinking of you guys fondly. And I doubt if I'll come back with any souvenirs except for good times. And yay. Thank you, Penny. Okay. Awesome. I love that worked. It is always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Have a wonderful long weekend, and I will see you on Monday, okay? I think I'm going to stop that. And good night, everybody.